Hey everyone, welcome to this week's training video. And this week we're talking about the fear of failure and how that can impact your business, and it can also impact your life. So the theme for this week has been addressing fear of failure, and I want to share with you a quick training, and I've got some slides here which will hopefully just clarify a few things and help you move forward in your business and in your life. So just bear with me. I'm just going to share my screen, and hopefully we can see that. And let me just get the play going. Cool. So hopefully you can see my screen now. And fear is fuel. Okay, we can either treat it as something to be really scared of, or we can actually galvanize fear into motivation, enthusiasm, taking ourselves out of where we are towards where we would want to be. Okay, it can really ignite your dreams, your visions, and your passions. But if we don't understand how fear operates, if we don't deal with it, it impacts our business and it impacts our life. Okay. So we're going to address three key issues today. Why is fear unconsciously programming your mind to resist success? Okay. Actually, our mind doesn't want us to be successful. Our mind doesn't want us to step out of our perceived comfort zones, do anything out of the ordinary, because it wants to keep us safe. And if we don't address that, that's going to ruin our business, but it can also ruin our life, because we all want something better. We want something more, not just financially, but in terms of time and freedom and location and relationships, etc. And we're also going to just look at what needs to happen to turn that fear of failure into success. Not a fear of success, but into success. So what we're dealing with, and this is something that I had to address a few years ago, and I've worked really hard at it, but it affects everybody. And particularly as an MLM entrepreneur, yes, you are an MLM entrepreneur, nearly 47% experience fears that they said were holding them back from success. And I would offer my opinion to say that's probably even higher. Okay. And this was based on some research that I found from some big entrepreneurial institutes in the US. What they also discovered was that most people said 43% of the population interviewed said they lived with fear on a daily basis. I'm 100% confident that that figure is a lot higher than 43%, and particularly because a lot of people have become so accustomed and used to their fears. So, as an entrepreneur, particularly if you're just new to your MLM business, or you've tried it a number of times before, like I had, and never made any progress or had any success, and kept asking myself what was holding me back. And it's when I dived into my own personal story that I suddenly realized that I had a lot of fears, subconscious fears running in the background. The biggest one, probably the most powerful, is that people are afraid of not being good enough. It affects their confidence, self-esteem, and their ability to show up and to really create, not create, step into their true identity. Let's say that. A fear of, things not working out and ending up going broke. Often people quit businesses, their traditional 9-to-5, too soon, and things don't work out. Because let's be frank, we can make rapid progress. We can get quick results by putting in a huge amount of effort. But if we don't address the underlying fears, then things can unravel quickly. Afraid of being wrong. It's a really powerful one. Okay, how do I do this right? What is the right way to market myself? What is the right way to prospect? What is the right way to speak to people? What is the right way to bring people along with me on the journey? Afraid of disappointing others. We're all prone to social judgment, that judgment and criticism coming from peers, family, friends, social media. So we question ourselves so that, am I doing the right thing? Am I being right? Afraid of running out of money. We've talked about that. Knowing where to start. We get to see opportunities. We get presented with something and we go, right, this could be the solution. This could answer a lot of my desires and goals and aspirations, but we don't know where to start. So we just start anywhere. Okay. And then we go, do you know what? I don't actually know where to start. So maybe I'll delay the start to later on, or tomorrow, or to next week, or next month, or next year. And we never get started. And a big one I found when I started out in MLM was speaking to other people, sharing this opportunity, the products, the benefits with customers and clients and prospects. And it was painful. It was one step forward, two steps back. It was lots of action and activity followed by no action, no activity. Possibly you can relate to that. And we're worried that we don't know enough. We're not being the expert. We don't know enough about the business, the products, the marketing plan, etc., etc., etc. Okay. So these are lots of fears which can all add to that fear of failure. Okay. And what we need to understand is that those fears are natural and normal. And most of those are falsely perceived in our subconscious, in our mind. And there is very little truth to them. And what happens is we become victim to what is called the fear paradigm, the fear program, where we have these new ideas and information that we want to take and harness and create into something truly beneficial for ourselves, our family, our communities. And we make a conscious decision, but what's actually undermining that conscious decision is the subconscious program, the subconscious fear paradigm, which we feel in our actions, in our biological or physiological feelings, tightness in the stomach, nervousness, anxiety. Those are real feelings, and those are symptoms of that fear paradigm running in our subconscious. And what happens is we see those fears as a lack of results, as a lack of activity, a lack of action, a lack of showing up, a lack of leadership, poor communication, etc., etc. And it manifests in doubt, anxiety, and conflict, procrastination, self-sabotage. And what happens is those emotions, those feelings, we call the fear barrier, okay? And we bounce back into staying stuck and not thinking we're good enough, that we're capable enough, we've got the right skills, the capabilities, the leadership qualities, whatever it may be. Those fear of failure programs that are embedded deeply into our subconscious will keep us staying stuck in bondage, in that comfort zone, going, I'll do that activity, I'll take that action later on, tomorrow, next week, or when the time's right, or when I have less on my plate, etc. We all know the excuses, and those excuses are symptoms of fear of failure. So we end up with the same results and fear wins, because we need to understand that we need to transition through the fear barrier if we want to achieve our goals of freedom, time freedom, lifestyle freedom, financial freedom, get the results we want, and grow as individuals, grow our business. So The fear of failure is keeping us stuck. It's keeping you stuck if you don't address it. Okay. And this is something that is very, very natural. It's common, and it is not your fault, but it is your responsibility if you want to get the results that you aspire to in your business. And as I said, the fears we don't face become our limits because it forces us to play it safe. Okay. We know there is potential. We know there is opportunity. We know there is strategy. We know that other people can do it, therefore we can do it. And we also know that we have big goals and dreams and visions. But why is it that we keep from achieving those goals and those visions and those dreams? Why do we keep from taking the action and the activity that we need in order to grow our business? Why do we hide behind pasting and copying and just some basic information without actually showing our true selves, communicating authentically, building trust, building rapport, standing up for what we believe in, what we want, what we aspire to, and inspiring others in turn? It's because we're playing it safe. The fear of failure is causing you to play it safe day in, day out. So before we move on, just want to quick shout out case study with Rosanna. When I first met Rosanna, she was stuck in procrastination, self-doubt, and had a massive fear of failure because of what had happened in the past, of the social commentary that was coming from friends, family, community, but she had dreams, and poor health was holding her back, and her priorities were misplaced. And when she understood that she had deep subconscious fears about her identity, her ability, her capabilities, her skills, the potential that she had in her hands, when she understood that, she literally was able to flick a switch, and within 3 months she was training as an MMA fighter, mixed martial arts. She was also boxing, and she relaunched her business to a global community very successfully, and that's growing and scaling all the time. And it was literally, she saw the power within her, she saw the potential and the opportunity, and then she started taking more constructive, positive daily actions in order to go for the dreams and the results that she truly wanted for herself and her family. So quick shout out case study there with Rosanna. So the fear of failure is blocking you off from an abundant path, and it also shows up with risk avoidance. Okay, the risk of approaching somebody else about your business, the risk of going on to social media and shooting a live, possibly, the risk of sharing your story, the risk of embracing other opportunities to grow your own business. And that risk avoidance is not going to get you the results, get you the income, get you the six-figure business that you potentially aspire to. And what also happens is we start focusing on the losses instead of the gains. Okay, we don't say, if I did this, I could get that. What we say, if I do that, then this might happen. And those are falsely perceived fears. So we need to switch our brain from the losses in order to focus on the gains. And as a consequence, we conform. We conform subconsciously. We're often very unaware of it, of actually keeping ourselves playing small, because that is what society wants. That's what we've been raised to do, to fit the mold, to fit the norm, to fit the usual pathway. And in order to be successful, we have to break away from conformity, because the opposite of courage is conformity. We need to actually take hold of the inner resources of courage that lie within all of us if we're to make the steps and the progress we want and get the results that you deserve. Okay. And if we are persistently being controlled by that fear of failure, then we end up being ineffective as leaders for both ourselves, because I believe everybody has to lead themselves first in order before they can lead a team. So we become ineffective as leaders, and that really will take you away from the growth in your business that you want. So fear of failure is blocking you from that abundant path, which is your birthright. And it can impact many areas, other areas of your business, lack of clarity, decision-making, overwhelm, productivity, performance, retention, your culture self. You will lose team members if you are unable to show up as your true self, courageous, confident, not scared of taking risks, of making a stand. It affects your communication and it leads to confusion. And then what we have is, when we have fear of failure and fears are dominating our psychological processing and our thinking, we start missing our commitments. We start changing our commitments. We start to negate on the commitments to ourselves, to our team, to our business. We lack integrity, and people will question our honesty, because I guarantee you, one of the key things to building a successful six-figure MLM business is to be able to communicate with people from a point of authenticity and trust. They need to trust you, because we all know that there's more negativity out there than there is positivity. So if you are scared of failing, if you have fear running through your decision-making, through your thinking process, your self-talk, the way you communicate and show up, it's gonna send out a ripple influence, if you like, where people will question your integrity. It's clear, it's pure energy that people will pick up on. And if we can't show up for ourselves, we can't show up for our team members, we can't lead, we can't actually attract more high quality customers and partners that we really, really would benefit from in order to scale our business quickly. And that reflects on our income, our revenue, our growth potential. And as I said before, we don't take advantage of the opportunities, new markets and strategies. So we need to change that fear of failure into a more conscious awareness around our inner built resources of courage and confidence. We need to change the culture from within in order to really level up and start actually being the example, the leader to ourselves and in our business, for our partners, for our team members, customers, etc. But if we don't face the fear of failure, it's going to really, really impact your ability to grow and scale your business, and also to grow within yourself. So what are the next steps? And very simply, we need to first confront the fears and raise our awareness of what is keeping us stuck, what is holding us back. And we need to build that conscious courage awareness. We need to literally start taking the necessary steps and actions that are bold, that are aligned with us, that are going to take our business towards where we want it to go. Because you are not born in fear, you were born in courage, but fear has been impacted into your deep subconscious from a very young age. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to change that. can we build a courageous, can we build a culture around courage and leadership? If you can inspire yourself, if you can then inspire others, it will grow your business massively quickly, because everybody will see what is possible. Okay. Courage to love yourself. It's that identity. Okay. If you're starting to be more confident and take yourself out of your comfort zone, start taking the actions consistently and persistently that are going to grow your business, okay, you're going to appreciate yourself more. You're going to have greater sense of pride, of self-worth. The courage to love yourself is probably the hardest thing to do, but work on that and everything else will start to change rapidly. Start thinking about what you can do every single day to boost your courage, to boost your confidence, to boost your sense of boldness, that sense of adventure of growing your business, okay? And set some clear, achievable standards that you will abide by consistently every day. And change your environment. If you're faced with a lot of negativity, change the environment. Go looking for other people who are going to actually pour fuel on your fire instead of pissing all over it, as I like to say. Go find the culture, go find the environment where you can thrive, and that'll help you build your own environment that is more focused on confidence and courage and bravery rather than the fear of failure. Because who we surround ourselves with, you've probably heard this before, is critical to our success, because it'll inspire you, it'll motivate you, it will instigate you stepping out of your comfort zone into what I call the adventure zone, to take the necessary actions, the necessary steps for your business to really, really thrive. Okay, now I've given you a very high level overview of the fear of failure and how it can impact your business. But in essence, if you would like to discuss this more, please just get in touch and we can set up a chat and we can dive in and find out where the fear of failure or where fears are holding you back from becoming a six-figure MLM success story, because it's within all of you, it's within all of everybody, and everybody deserves to be successful. But the fear of failure is going to hinder your progress, and we can either make our progress slow and painful and inconsistent, or we can really, really amplify our progress and our results. So I hope that was of benefit. I will make these slides available to anybody who wants. And once again, if you'd like to jump on a call, no obligation, no expectation, we can just dive in and address some of those key issues. Have a fantastic rest of the week. Have a great weekend, and we'll catch up with you soon. Thanks. Bye for now.